Do you want to win a trip to London to see a Top Gear live event? It's Best First Car Story Week on Fastlane Daily, sponsored by BBC America's Top Gear. JF's got his best story, I've got mine, and at the end of the episode, we'll tell you how to upload your best first car story and win a trip to London, maybe. And if you want to know why I'm wearing this scarf, and I'm still in Santa Monica, it's cold here too, but I'm not in New York. Why? Snowstorm. Today on Top Gear. I mean, Road Testament.
You wish this was Top Gear.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
God.
get started. So this week on the Road Testament, my best first car story. JF's got his, I've got mine. Well, I've got more than one. JF, your story is an unbelievable tale of loyalty to one car. Let's get started and hear that.
I still have my first car. It's an Audi A4 that I have been driving non-stop for many, many years. It's the 2000 B5 2.8 liter 5-speed manual. This car has been to hell and back. I got it at 80,000 miles. It now has 175,000 miles on it. I've driven this car around the country. It has no air conditioning. First gear barely works. And in order for me to turn it off, I actually have to stall my car because I can actually take the key out and you can hold the key and I have to stall it. Or actually there's a weird combination of if I touch the brake and then I touch the clutch, it will turn off as well.
But
So
let me wait.
there's
So
some
the
kind of
car
weird
keeps running without the key in it.
Yes, it does.
Impressive.
It's a very weird electrical problem, but I love my car. I've driven it so much. Alex, you know how important that car is to my
How
life.
much did you pay for that
Even
car?
oh, it was $10,000 back 7 years ago.
And amazing.
Yeah, and what's funny is that I've driven all these exotic cars in my life, and it's still my favorite car because I can beat the living crap out of it. There's this one story that all my friends know about is when I actually jumped my car by mistake. I got about 3 feet in the air going down a dirt road by some farms. There was like a little bridge over a river, and I didn't think I could actually hit it I hit it a little bit too fast. I got airborne and then I landed. I thought for sure the car was just gone. I landed and all that needed to be fixed was an oil pan that was leaking.
And wait,
But
just
it
so I'm
was
clear, that's a 5-speed 2.8 liter 6-cylinder Quattro, correct? A 2000?
that is correct.
Now,
Yeah,
yeah,
love my
I
car.
had a 96 of that car, which
Yeah.
I loved. And I love that car so much. I actually bought the black on white gauge kit aftermarket and put it in. And when I sold that car, I was so sorry. I loved that car. And about 3 years ago, I'm walking up Columbus Avenue, New York City, and I see a silver black A4. It looks just like mine. I walk up. It had the black and white gauges. It was my car, like 4 owners later. And I swear to you, if I could have stolen it, I would have.
Well, what was your first car?
A lot of people think of me, in my BMW M5, my 2000 M5, as my car. But actually, my first car was a 1990 Nissan Maxima, black on black, V6, front wheel drive, automatic. And back in 1990, first of all, I couldn't afford a 3 Series, and anyone who drove a 3 Series in 1990 was a girl in high school who didn't like me that I liked, so I could never have had that car. But the funny thing about it is, when I saw it at the 1989 New York Auto Show, I said, I've got to have that car. It had the sticker on the windows which said 4DSC, which was Nissan's marketing campaign for the Maxima, which meant four-door sports car, which is funny because it was a front-wheel drive
Yeah.
car. But let me tell you, that body
Yeah.
style, that generation body style, was the best Maxima ever. It had Nissan's 3-liter V6, which had been carried over from the prior generation, which was absolutely bulletproof motor. It was an awesome car, and it had, from the factory, black on white gauges. I loved that
Nice.
car. It only had 3 options: sunroof, uh, manual or automatic, and better stereo, Bose. And back then, that was kind of a big deal. And I remember fighting with my dad 'cause I wanted a stick, and he refused to buy me a stick. And I told him that all the extra gas I'd have to be paying for because the automatic's economy was so much worse that he owed me,
Yeah.
and which made no sense because he was paying for 1/3 of the car. And I showed up.
That's it.
I showed up, remember, at American University and then Georgetown with that car. I felt like such a champion, like such a tough guy. And it makes no sense today, but that car sadly was hit by a taxi on Fifth Avenue and like 50,
Oh,
60, I don't know, in the 70s. in New York City,
Yeah.
and went through the front doors of a synagogue, and was totaled. And I
Oh
I,
my
I was
god.
so heartbroken 'cause I love that car so much that I didn't buy another car for years. Man, I love that car. And Nissan hasn't.
And then
That was as close as Nissan came, maybe ever, to making a four door. I guess junior Type 3 series. Man, that was a fantastic car, and I
yeah.
miss it. And
All
back
right. Well,
then,
Alex, stop rambling. Let's actually talk about. Well, obviously, this episode is sponsored by BBC America's
wait a
Top
second.
Gear.
That have we actually told our best stories? What? Go on.
No, well, all right, go on. Do you have your best story? What's your best story,
No, I can't tell it here. I
Alex?
can't tell it in this venue. It's only in private. Go on.
Okay. All right. Well, obviously, we're being sponsored by BBC America's Top Gear. Why don't you tell everyone how they can submit their stories and what happens if they did?
All right. If you want to share your best story, go to Twitter, use the hashtag @MyFirstCar, or post a video on YouTube with the tag MyFirstCar. BBC America will also show their favorite My First Car story on air during the new season of Top Gear, Mondays, 9/8 Central, starting February 7th. If it sounds like I'm doing this like
That's actually this Monday, right?
that's this Monday. And if it sounds like I sound
Yeah.
like Howard Stern because I'm reading from a script, it's because I am. Now, if you want to submit your stories to win a trip to London to see a Top Gear live event, enter the contest at myfirstcarstories.com. And Top Gear live events are really, really cool. I've been to a couple of those, so highly recommend it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, Alex, so, what's actually, there's one thing I have to ask you. If you didn't buy that Maxima, what car would you have bought?
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of really liked the 89, 90 Celica, the Toyota Celica. I thought that was really
Really?
cool. And the Nissan 240 SX was kind of cool. Actually, back then the Ford Mustang sucked, but the Ford Probe seemed cool. There were the crazy Lincoln, like the Mark 8 or 5, whatever it was, the crazy big. I mean, I had crazy weird taste in cars back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one of those, I think, definitely one of those.
I honestly, if I were to buy a new car, I'd go back with the Miata. I love my Audi, and you want to know something? It's really not what car you buy, because every first car you have, it's kind of like no matter what it is, you always have an amazing experience in it because it's the car you learn how to drive. It's the car you have the most experiences with
Well, I'll tell you,
growing up.
the car. This is the episode should end with this. The car I almost bought is a car no one ever talks about and you never see. It was the BMW 728, like the really.
Oh yeah,
It was like the BMW's
totally.
first shot at a big car, and I almost bought that, and I'm kind of sorry I
Totally.
didn't because that was a really weird car.
Totally. Well, Alex, that's all the time we have for today. You're in LA, but you're flying back. I'm actually flying to LA tomorrow, but hopefully we'll see each other next week to shoot.
Good luck through the snowstorm. I'm heading back to New York Saturday, so we'll cross paths. And good talking to you.
Yeah, we'll see you next week, Alex.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye.
Ow, we're living in the fast lane, baby.